The Department of Justice will represent government officials named in the former President Rodrigo Duterte's habeas corpus petition. In its response, the DOJ argued that the petition is moot as Duterte is already in the custody of the International Criminal Court. It also cited court rules stating that habeas corpus applies only within the Philippines and maintained that Duterte's arrest was legal under international humanitarian law. Justice Secretary Boying Remulla said bringing Duterte back would be difficult since the ICC now has full jurisdiction over him.
It's a done deal. It's there. Ando na siya. Tsaka sabi niya na mahaharapin niya yung charges. I think that he has repeated that to all of us. Lahat tayong Pilipino narinig natin na sinabi sa atin ni dating Pangulong Duterte na haharapin niya ang kahit na anong paratang sa kanya kahit sa ICC.
Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has ordered the Duterte siblings to respond to the DOJ's position on their petition. SC spokesperson Atty. Camille Ting clarified that this is part of due process and does not mean the petition is granted or denied.
There are many scenarios that can occur. When the court asks the party to comment or to respond, it does not mean that it either granted or denied the petition or the prayer. We'll just have to wait for the court's action. There are many other, scenarios that could happen, depending on the pleading and what they allege.
Joining us now is Presidential Communications Office Undersecretary Claire Castro, who weighed in on the Office of the Solicitor General's recusal from Duterte's habeas corpus petition. Attorney Claire, thank you for joining us. First question, ano po ba
Good evening, lady.
Hindi hintay ni Presidente? There are already calls for him to just fire the Solicitor General.
Well, as I have said before, during the press briefing, there's no discussion about telling to the SolGen to resign. There's no indication that the President is not satisfied as of the moment, as of this time, with the performance of the Solicitor General. But maybe the Solicitor General can assess himself if he should still stay as Solicitor General.
But he already said, attorney, na he will leave it up to Malacañang. So he is really at the President's mercy or disposal.
Yes, but as I've said, there's no discussion on that. We have not talked about that. And we cannot say as of the moment that he's not satisfied with the performance of the Solicitor General.
So basically, Yusek, it could still happen, right? Just perhaps not today, not tonight.
Yes, maybe it could happen, but not tonight, not tomorrow.
But isn't this a slap on the executive? You know, your chief lawyer refuses to defend you.
I don't think that it will be a considered slap in the face of the government, because if you can read the manifestation of the Solicitor General, he is just insisting that the ICC has no jurisdiction over the Philippines. And it is the same pronouncement, same declaration of our President.
So
But
that's
there's
why,
nothing... Yeah,
tama
but
po,
there's-
hindi naman siya contradictory. So why is it difficult? Parang mahirap maintindihan.
Yeah, and there is nothing in the said manifestation that he is contradicting to the cooperation made by the government with the Interpol.
So then
So
why?
we do not know if there is some personal reason for him to recuse himself from effectively representing the government.
Because of the personal connections he has with the former executive secretary?
Maybe we can say that.
Yusek, Claire, I was also wondering, no, of course, we just got the notice from the OSG and they just submitted it to the Supreme Court yesterday. That was Monday. But also the DOJ seemed prepared in the person of Yusek Nicolas T. He was the one who stepped in for the SolGen. So, were you aware? Was the Palace aware no, kung paano kumbaga, nagpasahan ng trabaho? Or like, okay, obviously they should have talked, right, before. They would have talked.
Yes, even before, he already told the President that he would be doing this manifestation to recuse himself from representing the government, but we did not expect that it will give a somewhat big deal to the public.
Okay, so hindi kayo nabulaga? You already knew that lalabas ito.
Yes, he already manifested that to the
That's quite a
president.
revelation.
Tayo lang pala yung nabulaga. Kami lang yun.
Pero to follow up, Yusek, we had Attorney Jess Falsis earlier who said that there is a Supreme Court ruling that says that it is really the duty of the Solicitor General to defend the government's position. There have been previous rulings.
Yes, supposed to be, because that's the mandate of
Yes.
the Solicitor General.
Okay.
To represent the government, to represent the interests and causes of the government. But with that kind of belief now of the Solicitor General, I think it is better for him really to recuse himself, because it might even damage the causes of the government if he has this personal reason.
But then, you know, you have the Duterte camp rejoicing and seeing this as a win, in a way.
It is, I think they are very good in twisting the facts. As a matter of fact, when I'm reading again and again, over and over, the statements made by the Solicitor General, there's nothing indicating therein that cooperating with the Interpol is wrong. He is just insisting that ICC has no jurisdiction over the country, over the Philippines. So why they have to twist it as if the Solicitor General is not agreeing or not amenable to the actions made by the government in cooperating with the Interpol.
But in addition, his statement says his recusation is institutional and not personal. You are the one saying it's personal. Also, Justice Secretary Remulla said it's personal, but he says it's institutional. What does that mean?
Oh, definitely he will say that. He will say that. Because if the only thing or the only issue that he raised in his manifestation is about jurisdiction, it's the same manifestation. It's the same pronouncement of the president. There's no contradicting ideas or concept about the jurisdiction of ICC over the Philippines. So why do he have to recuse himself to represent the government?
Well, Yusek Claire, you also have the Justice Department saying that bringing former President Duterte back to the Philippines would be difficult. Does that mean the government is ruling out any possible efforts to bring back Mr. Duterte through, let's say, diplomatic relations, Yusek?
We do not have any more hand. We do not have any more responsibility on that, because the former president is already in the custody, full custody of the ICC.
Pero Yusek, kanina tinanong din po kayo, no, if the president would change his mind about rejoining the ICC. At sinabi nyo, Yusek, is as of the moment, we will try to discuss that. So does that mean posible po, Yusek, na bumalik tayo sa ICC?
There's nothing possible. There's nothing impossible in this world. So maybe if he can see the benefits of rejoining the ICC, he might think otherwise.
So just to
To
confirm...
rejoin again.
Okay. Just to confirm, no, Yusek, syempre lahat naman nasa realm of possibility, but for the moment, there are no talks of doing that. There's no like concrete pitch or plan to do that, to return to the ICC.
There's none. There's none as of the moment. There's none.
Perhaps it can emanate from the Senate, because in the end, it's the Senate that has to ratify, right, such a return.
Yes, maybe good people, experts, law experts can give their suggestions on the reason why the country should rejoin the ICC.
Still connected to the action of SolGen Guevarra to recuse himself, it appears that in the propaganda war, the government is kind of losing. In the social media chats and postings, dehado po ang gobyerno.
As of the moment, I cannot agree on that, but Maybe because we do not have any troll army. We are just stating the facts, we just stating the truth based on the evidence, and we do not have social media influencers that we hired to talk about fake news.
Going back, Yusek, to Sean's question earlier, that the timeline of how early did SolGen express his misgivings about representing the government in this case? How early? Kasi alam niyo na bala.
I was told maybe, what date is today? Maybe 4 days ago.
Yeah, kasi parang late last weekend, nag-utos yung SC, no, na you have to reply, di ba, within 24 hours, but it was the weekend, so I was thinking that's probably going to be on Monday. So would it be around that time, Yusek?
Maybe
More or less.
last Friday?
Yeah, around that
maybe
time.
last Friday.
Okay.
Considering time is of the essence also, and yun na nga, you didn't think it would be a big deal to the public. Why? Isn't it a big deal?
Everybody's talking about that. Everybody's
Yun na
giving
nga po.
some intrigue on that.
Alam nyo na that early na you didn't see that, wow, this is gonna be an issue, a problem because of the implications.
Well, if we will read again these statements, I do not think of any negative implication on this because, again, the statements made by the Solicitor General is the same thing stated by the President. ICC has no jurisdiction of the Philippines, so we just do not know why he could not effectively represent the government.
Kaya
So
nga eh.
maybe there are some other reasons for saying so.
Okay, and I know you were asked this at your press conference, which I caught earlier today, Yusek Claire, but let me just ask it again. There's, of course, talk about the plans to freeze the assets of the Duterte. You said this would have to be referred to the AMLAC. You've had a few hours to like maybe reprocess that. So would there be like any cooperation from the AMLAC, which is I think also attached under the executive?
Again, as stated by the SOJ, the executive powers is vested in the president. So if whatever will do or give justice, we will abide by that.
But Yusek, can you clarify, is there any investigation right now doon po sa assets nga ni Mr. Duterte that would warrant such a request from the ICC to freeze his assets?
No, there's none. There's none.
Okay.
Now let's go to the request for asylum filed by the former spokesperson Harry Roque. Will the Philippine government be presenting a position?
Again, we have not talked about Harry Roque. His name was not even mentioned. But with regard to the asylum, I think Attorney Harry Roque should prove. No, I think he has not yet filed his petition. But if he files his petition, he has to prove that there is a well-founded fear of political persecution. Otherwise, it will be denied and he has to go back to the Philippines.
But will the government take a position in case? I know it's speculative, but he has announced time and time again that that is what he will do. And so will you protest this? Will you ask for an extradition for him to be extradited back to the Philippines?
I cannot categorically say yes because I have not discussed this with the President and with the concerned agencies. Maybe if time will come, if he files already his petition, then we will try to contemplate in whatever action that the government will do.
But Yusek, there's a suggestion from the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, the IBP, na pwede daw i-cancel or i-revoke ang passport ni Attorney Harry Roque. Is that a possibility right now, Yusek?
As of the moment, I think Harry Roque is not yet a fugitive because there is no yet warrant of arrest issued by the court. Only it's the order of arrest. Order of arrest issued by the House of Representatives. So I think there is no reason yet for the cancellation of the passport. considering that I believe the passport has not been done through fraudulent acts, like what Alice Goo allegedly did. So as of the moment, and unless there will be a warrant of arrest issued by the court already.
Okay, so that's pretty much the same thing that Attorney Harry Roque himself said, na hindi pa nga daw siya pugante.
All right, Yusek Claire Castro, thank you so much for joining us.